Hi guys, so today we'll be making honey chili potatoes, and for that we'll need diced onions, chilies, diced garlic, diced capsicums, chili flakes, sesame seeds, corn slurry, corn flour, salt, chili, schezwan sauce, honey, soya sauce, oil and tomato ketchup, and some potatoes. So let's take the potatoes and put it in a plate. Then we should take the corn flour and sprinkle it all over the potatoes, and we'll coat it with the corn flour. Make sure you coat it well. You can add water into it if your potatoes are dry. Since my potatoes are already kind of wet, so I've just taken corn flour. So mix it well and see that all the slices are well coated, because we don't want to leave any bit, and due to this corn flour your fries will remain crispy. So once all your potatoes are coated well, we can just leave it aside. Now in a pan, take oil and make sure it's hot, and you can check by putting one slice of potato in it, and then you put the rest of the potatoes. Since there are a lot of potatoes, we'll do it in two batches. So I'll put the first batch in for frying. Make sure the flame is on medium high. We don't want the potatoes to burn, so we shouldn't like put it on high flame. So make sure your flame is adjusted well. Give it a stir. We shall fry the potatoes till golden brown. We don't want to fry it too much. We don't want to make it black or dark brown, so we'll just give it a light golden texture. Once the potatoes are done, we'll remove it into a plate, drain it well and remove it aside. Make sure all your fries are well done. We don't want any fries which are left raw. So just make sure, just pierce a piece or two, so you're very sure that your fries are all done. And after that, we put in the second batch of fries that we have left, and we'll continue to fry the rest. You can also make it into 3 batches depending on your potential to fry, but I'll be doing it into 2. Also, if you want the fries to be more crispier, you can double fry it. You can also make a corn slurry and coat it, and then again fry it. It all depends. But I don't personally want it very crispy, so I'm just single frying it. Now see the crispiness of the fries. So you can just fry it according to your taste, and then we'll remove these fries. I'm not making it too crispy, because once the sauce comes into the fries, once we put the fries into the sauce, it's already going to become a little soft. So it doesn't make sense if you double fry it or make it more crispy, because at the end it's always going to become soggy. So hence I'm not frying it. But if you want to make it crispy, you can leave it in the pan for longer and let it fry. You can double fry it. It is all up to you. So now we are done with frying. Now we'll keep this aside, take oil and see it's done. Then we'll add garlic. We'll add chilies also into it at the same time, and we'll allow it to give it a nice stir and allow it to pop. Make sure your garlic turns brown, slight golden brown, and once it is golden brown, we can further add sesame seeds to it and give it a stir. Then we shall add onions to it and chopped capsicum to it, and then we'll give it a stir again. We don't want the onions to be very crunchy, so we'll stir it till it is translucent. We can add salt, or we can even add salt at the end, but first I'll put schezwan sauce to it. 1 tablespoon of schezwan sauce. We'll take a little bit of red chilli as well as a little bit of salt. Make sure you don't put a lot of salt because we'll be adding soya sauce now, and we don't want it to be too salty since soya sauce is already on a saltier side, so we'll add salt according to the taste. Also, if it is a bit less of salt, you can always add it, so make sure you take very little salt while adding it. We'll give it a nice stir again. Now you can see that the onions and the capsicum have sobered down a little. We'll add chili flakes to it and again give it a stir. The volume has come down, it has reduced as the onions and the capsicum have reduced its quantity and size. We'll add some tomato ketchup to it. We don't want to add too much, so we'll just take 1 tablespoon of tomato ketchup. Tomato ketchup basically gives you the tangy taste in a sauce, so we are adding it. So I skip the vinegar part. I don't keep the vinegar because we are putting tomato ketchup, which is already kind of on a sour side, and we have already kept soya sauce, so we are skipping that portion. We can add water to it so that it is not too thick, and then we'll add our corn slurry so that we get a nice gravy like texture. I've already made and kept aside. You just take cornflour, pour a little bit of water, mix it and add it to the gravy. So this will help us to give a nice thick gravy. And once you stir it, just allow it to cook for some time again. I'll be adding a little bit of sugar so that it gives the sweetness to the sauce. You can add sugar according to your taste. If you want your gravy to be on a more sweeter side, you can add a little more of it, but since I don't want it to be too sweet, I have kept only 1.5 teaspoon of sugar. Then I kept a little honey, okay, and we'll keep honey 1 tablespoon, not more. You can always add honey after tasting, so I prefer to keep it a little less. Add water if you still feel it is a bit thick. Now this is the consistency we want, so we'll stir it and leave it. Now we'll add our fries to it. And we will coat the fries into the gravy. Make sure all your fries are nicely coated so that the sauces reach the potatoes inside well. Be gentle in stirring the potatoes because we don't want the potatoes to break. Hence, give it a light stir. And once all the potatoes are well stirred, we'll just serve it. Don't leave it to cook because we don't want the potatoes to go soggy. Hence, we just add it into the gravy, give it a stir, and then we are ready to serve. You can garnish this with coriander leaves. You can also garnish it with spring onions, but right now I'm not having. So yeah, and we are ready to serve.